Hello, this is I Go Travel with Don Barnett. Listen to this sound. What is it? That croaker is a sea lion, and we are going to see some. We are going to the Vancouver Aquarium, and we're going to see the grunters, the sea lions. Let's buy a ticket and go inside. It's amongst Canada's best. So, let's get into the tank. I've said that a few times before. But watching these fish was kind of a pleasant, quiet, tranquil kind of life. I wonder why they never smile. But all kinds of them. I don't know enough about fish. I don't know what kind of fish they are, what part of the world they come from. I'm not a fisherman at all. But it does give you an appreciation of the variety and other kinds of life on this planet. You know, a fella could learn some new things at an aquarium. It's unbelievable how they can breathe underwater. They must have gills. Watching them at this level was pretty impressive. The aquarium had different sections. The Pacific was one of the big sections. And this looks like a seal or some kind of a walrus. Not a walrus. I don't know my animals. The aquarium had information about the sea life on various plaques here and there throughout the building. Let's just read this one here as an example. Since 1980, 80% of the stellar sea lion population in Alaska and Russia vanished. They live in BC too. Their population is now recovering after 55,000 were killed between 1912 and 1968. Boy, we humans are as vicious as the dinosaurs, and look what happened to them. And it had other information about the life, the sea life. Sea lions are related to seals, but they're not the same type of animals. That reminds me of some of my in-laws. Sea lions have ear flaps, well, they do too. Can you spot them? Well, my in-laws have spots. Seals don't have them. Well, this is an example of the kind of information that people were privileged to see as they walked through the aquarium. A theme at the aquarium was the changing Earth and its impact on wildlife, including sea life. For example, this plaque said, did you know? Between 10,000 and 40,000 years ago, North America lost more than half of its large mammals, including mammoths, giant sloths, and saber-toothed cats. The changing SeaWorld is part of the planet as well. We went out of the Pacific area and into other areas that they had there. For example, the tropics. They had aquariums and fish and amphibians from these different areas. This was Africa and the Amazon. In the Amazon, they had to see the little green frog from the Amazon. Easy to spot. Let's see you spot these frogs here. They're those dark brown things. There's one in the middle, camouflaged. It was really an interesting place. Another poster, tropical freshwater habits. No, it says habitats cover less than 1% of the earth. I'm getting a little bit confused here. Another piece of information, 97% of the earth's water is salty. I'm fading out. I'm clicking off. I'm getting a brain aneurysm here. I'm learning too much. I'm more comfortable talking about money. So let's talk money. These are plaques of donators to the aquarium. It takes a lot of money to house wild things, expensive aquariums, wages for workers, medications, food, rescue operations, research, and many other things. Not unlike other similar places, the Vancouver Aquarium has struggled financially too. COVID came along. People stayed home. It killed the aquarium. It was sold to new owners. Cutbacks were inevitable. Programs were canceled. The aquarium no longer has penguins, no orcas, no beluga whales, no dolphins, no killer whales, no longer here. But the crowds keep a-comin'. Lots to see. Besides the many fish aquariums, there are otters, seals, and sea lions. There was lots of kids with their parents and groups of school kids everywhere, it seemed like. The aquarium is still a great teaching and learning environment. The value is that people, including young people, learn about nature and wild things and therefore become more tolerant and appreciative of our rich but changing earth. Attendants entertained the crowds by giving information about the animals. These are the stars of the show, and the crowd oohed and awed when the big boy came onto the platform. Here he is, the king on his throne. Come on, give me a fish or I'll come and get it.
We have here at the Vancouver Aquarium and notice something different.
And this is Bella Bella, Queen of the Waters. There was a plaque on this girl. Her name was Bella Bella, and I'm reading the paragraph there. Female, she's a sea lion rescued in 2017, named after Bella Bella, which is a town up the coast about halfway to Prince Rupert. Look at the bottom there. It says, because Bella was orphaned as a newborn, she doesn't have the life skills to survive on her own. And Fisheries and Oceans deemed her non-releasable. As a result, she gets a second chance for life here at the aquarium. Now this girl knows how to spin and dance, and she knows how to catch fish right through the air. And a little bit of a bow, another fish, and supper is over. You know, watching those sea lions catch those fish reminded me of the time when I was a kid, and we had to milk the cows, and we had to milk the cows by hand. And you sat down with a stool and a pail between your legs, and you milked the cow. And there were cats around the barn, and half a dozen or so. And sometimes we would turn the teat of the cow horizontal so that the milk sprayed straight out into the face of the cat that might be 2 or 3 meters away. And not a single drop of milk ever hit the ground. Those cats learned very quickly, open up their mouths wide, and the milk goes in through the mouth and down the throat. They never missed a drop, just like those sea lions with the fish. For more fish, the big boy knows how to go in and get weighed. These guys are coming for a training session. That's how they travel on land, bob up and down on their flippers, but they are meant for the water. And they never miss a fish. And that seagull is out of luck. I don't really know if these are seals or sea lions, but I've been told by several people several times that you can still enjoy things and not know very much. She has learned to lay down for medication. Sea lions are fun to work with and are smart. They can learn up to 40 commands and words.
Watch this training session.
He understands the word out. And that is worth a fish or two. Animals are pretty smart and easier to work with than some of the crowd that I run with. We also watched a demonstration with sea otters. They will swim on their stomachs if they are diving or in a hurry, but they spend most of their time floating on their backs. They are on their backs to eat, to sleep, give birth to their young, and groom their hair that is the thickest of any animal in the world. They were hunted to near extinction by Russian, British, and American seacoast expeditions from here to Alaska, but they have made a comeback in recent years. Unlike seals and sea lions, the staff here find them uncooperative. They tend to not take directions, refuse training, and will scratch and bite rather than cooperate. But they do enjoy an ice shower like this after a performance for visitors at the aquarium. By the way, the aquarium had a nice eating place, and the price was right and the food was good. And we enjoyed taking a break and getting a bite to eat. They had a well-stocked gift shop at the aquarium, and we'll just walk down the aisle here to give you an idea of the variety of souvenirs that they had, and they sold clothing as well. Lots of teddy bear plush toys types of things, but lots of other stuff too. Near the exit, they had this huge globe. Just look at the guy underneath the globe over to the right there sitting down for a comparison to get an idea of the size. But it was an upside down globe, I guess to send the message that maybe we do live in an upside down world, and all that's left for ice in the northern hemisphere is that little bit right at the very bottom of the globe, which is another expression of concern for the heat wave that we're currently experiencing on this planet. You know, you can look at these wildlife centers and aquariums in a couple of different ways. One way is to see them as places of confinement and keeping wildlife against their will, and just for people's pleasure to watch them in confinement. The other way of looking at them is to see them as an opportunity to see, for people, the public, to see wildlife up close, see their habits, see what they're like, see how smart they are, and develop. Maybe people will then develop feelings of understanding and empathy toward wild things. I didn't notice there's water flowing down the steps when I came in, but it gave a nice touch to the building. I guess that's about as much damage as we can do today. So if you want to see some more videos, and when we're putting them on the internet, hit the subscribe button. And in the meantime, we're rolling on down the trail. I have to get in my rig and get going. So hit the subscribe button, like I say, and we'll see ya. To find more of my videos, just Google, like it says in the bottom of the card here. You don't even need to insert the little @ sign. Just type my name, Don Barnett 5090. Click my name and hit the word playlists and scroll down. Each playlist contains several travel videos.